What's up YouTube, my name's Will, and in today's episode I'm actually doing a subscriber requested video. I had a comment on one of my previous videos requesting that I do a video on how to do the US style turn lights or the US style indicator lights on the front of the car, and they also requested that I kind of just run through all the different light related things that you can do using the OBDEleven. So without any further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is show you guys exactly how I turned on the US style indicators at the front, or US style turn signals. So what you're going to do is you're going to obviously be connected to your OBD. You're going to go down to vehicle at the bottom, go to your apps. Now you want to just search for lights, and it's going to bring everything up. What you're looking for, if you scroll down, is US style turn lights with DRL. So what this is going to do is it's going to have your indicator lights on whilst the DRLs are running. You're going to go down to change value, click whichever one you want. You can have the percentage of the DRLs, the brightness, whatever you want. Change it to that, and it's going to come up with a little click, done. And as soon as that happens, it's going to change on the front of the vehicle. You'll be able to see the difference. This video, obviously, I'm doing in the dark, so it's kind of a little bit easier for you guys to see what is going on. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a clip here as well of what it looks like in the day, and also what it looks like when the DRLs are on and then you like hit the indicator left and right, just so you can see like the indicators do still work. Now the only caveat with this is going to be that I haven't yet worked out a way to have this work when you have the headlights on the auto function. So obviously, if you're looking down here at your light cluster type, I don't know what to call it, like where you select what your lights are on, that is off. So this position here is just the DRLs and nothing else. So this is the position I have to have it in when I want to have the US style turn lights on the front working. It's alright in Ireland at the moment because we have long days, so I'm not really needing my headlights to be on or the tail lights to be on for any reason. I can just have this on all the time. However, when I do need to put the lights on and I'm going to put it to auto here, they do turn off. So I don't know if you can have them on as well as having the headlights on as well, or if it's just like DRL only. But I still think it's a cool kind of function to have. Now, the other things you can do with your OBDEleven, I just want to run through here. Obviously, light show mode here we have. What this is it's basically, as this states, it activates the lights in a random sequence that'll just flash the lamps and the headlights and the tail lights and everything. It's on for about 5 seconds. This is just if you're at a car show and you want to just show off your lights, if you have any fancy aftermarket lights installed. You have third brake light with coming home and leaving home lights. So anybody who doesn't know what coming home or leaving home lights are, it's basically where when you unlock the car, or when you lock the car. So in the case of leaving home, it'll be when you unlock the car, you can set certain lights to come on so that if it's like winter time and you're getting up and it's dark when you're going to work, when you unlock the car, like you can make the headlights come on so that when you're walking up to the car, you can see what is in front of the vehicle. And then the same again with coming home. When you lock the vehicle, it'll have the whatever lights you choose set up to stay on for a certain period of time so that it illuminates your way to your front door or wherever you're going, so you can see where you're walking. Now obviously with this function here, you have the third brake light is going to come on with at the same time it's the coming home and leaving home lights, so you can choose to do that. Interior lights when the trunk opens, that's fairly self-explanatory. Headlight flasher with ignition off. So what this is obviously, as you guys would probably know, as is standard in most cars, in order for you to like press the stalk on the back of your steering wheel and flash the headlights, you have to have the ignition on for the lights to actually work. If you can turn this on, what this will do is enable you to flash them when the ignition is off. So if you're parked up somewhere in a car park and you're waiting for someone and you see them drive in, you can just hit the stalk and, you know, flash your headlights to let your friend know where you are without having to turn the vehicle ignition on. So it just saves you those extra couple of seconds there. The next thing we have is fog lights with the door open. So when you open the door, then the fog light is going to come on when the door opens, as well as obviously, you know, you have your interior lights come on, the fog light will come on also. Same thing again there with the tail lights. Turn signals with brake lights. So what this is where when you press the brake pedal, your rear indicators are going to flash when you press the brake pedal. Again, it does say here this is against the law in some countries, and it is only applicable for EU vehicles. We also have tail lights as brake lights. So obviously when you press the brake, it's just the brake light part of the cluster that lights up. But if you want to activate this, then it's going to have the whole tail light is going to like get brighter as well when you brake. Emergency braking lights, I talked a little bit about this in the previous video, which is during hard braking. Like if you're going above 70 kilometers an hour and you brake hard, the brake lights are going to flash quick to let the person behind you know, like give them a little bit of extra reason to be looking at you, to let them know that, you know, you're braking hard, harder than normal. Footwell lights brightness, you can adjust that. If your car is fitted with LED footwell lights, you can adjust the brightness. Headlight flasher with ignition off, we kind of already went through that. Brake lights with the trunk open, self-explanatory. You open the trunk, brake lights come on. Same thing with the position lights there. Third brake light with lock and unlock, that's fairly self-explanatory. Rear fog light warning, you can disable the warning that comes up on the dash if you have your rear fog light on and like the light sensors in the car establish that it's too light, there's too much light for you to need to have your fog light on, it'll give you a warning. You can disable that if you want. Don't really recommend it, but there we are. You can also have DRL with fog lights. So what this is it basically disables your DRLs, your daytime running lights, and it will only have the DRLs on when you hit the front fogs option in the little cluster you have down here. Don't know why you would want that, but you can do it. License plate lights with DRLs, fairly self-explanatory. If your DRLs are on, your license plate lights are going to be on. License plate light with trunk open, fairly self-explanatory there again. You pop the trunk and your license plate light will come on. Cornering light dimming rate, so if your car is fitted with the cornering light function, then it'll, like, you can adjust the rate at which the light turns off when you like finish turning the corner essentially. Front fog lights when reversing, you can turn your front fogs on when you put your car into reverse. Don't know why you'd want that because you're trying to look backwards, but sure, there we go. US style turn lights with DRLs, we went through that at the start of the video. Interior light fading, this is actually a cool one, and it's one that I might do in the future if I remember. So what this is if you have your lights on, you can't see it very well at the moment because it's daytime, but if I was to turn my ignition on, you can see that the dash lights up and all the interior lights up. I might do a clip here in the dark so you can kind of see what I mean a bit better. And all the lights just instantly come on. Now, what you can do is you can make them fade up and fade down, because the same as when you turn ignition off, they just turn off. So this will like fade the light up and fade the light down, which I think is just, it's a small thing, but it's cool. I don't know. I like it. I like the idea of it. You can adjust the reversing light brightness. You can do turn lights with the trunk open. Bulb diagnostic is a good one to know about. So you can run diagnostics on each like bulb individually. Now, this is essentially for, you can do both halogen and LED brake lights with this, so it's a very cool thing to be able to check and try and diagnose where the problem is, or if you've replaced a bulb, let's say, and you want to just make sure that everything's grand, you can diagnose it that way. Very good thing to know about. Headlight washer activation delay. So here, not really to do with headlights, like, as it's not a light function, but it's to do with the headlights, so I'm going to include it. Headlight washer activation delay is basically where, like, how long you have to hold the stalk back when you're using the windscreen washer until it'll activate the headlight washer. And that is also kind of in conjunction with, there's one lower down here, headlight washer. You can adjust, you can straight up just turn it off. So if you don't want your headlights washer to ever work, then you can just turn it off. And there's also one here somewhere, headlight washer activation count, where you can choose after how many times of using your windshield washer, does it wash the headlights as well. So you can change it from 1 to 20. So I think that's pretty cool, because I actually didn't know that until I was making this video, that like you could actually adjust when that happens. I kind of thought it was just when the car feels like it, but it is actually counting after how many times you've used the windshield washer, will it do the headlights as well. So that's something I didn't know until making this. Something else you can change is the speed threshold for cornering lights. Fairly self-explanatory. Adjust the maximum speed at which cornering lights will still operate, because obviously, like at the moment, there's a certain, like 40 kilometers out or 60 kilometers an hour. So I'm going to assume that the base rate is going to be 40 or less, and they'll work. If you're going above that, then they won't. You can up that to 60. So if your car's fitted with cornering lights, that's pretty cool. Puddle lights with folded mirrors, like the puddle lights on the mirror will still work even if the mirrors are folded in. Auto headlight settings, so as it says here, you can adjust how early or late the headlights are switched on depending on the light switcher, like the light sensor. When the light switch is set to auto, so that comes back again to this little dial down here. But that's something else you can adjust. We can have DRLs on with the parking lights. We can turn leaving home lights on and off. Coming home lights via low beams and fog lights. So that's, again, that's changing what you're including with your coming home or leaving home lights. You can add the low beams and the fog lights to that. Auto coming home lights. So by the looks of this, you can change whether you want it to be manual or automatic. Realistically, you'd only really want it to be automatic, like when you lock or unlock the vehicle. Coming home lights, again, just activating it there. We went through the headlight washer activation count. Turn lights with fog lights, again, so make more intensive turn lights activate with front fog lights working together. Turn lights and fog lights blink after one another. I don't know why you would want that, but sure, you can do it. US style turn lights, I'm not sure why you would want this. Turn on front turn signals to work like side marker lights. The brightness can be made adjustable. And this is not for LED lamps, and it can be against the law in some countries. US style turn lights. So if you think that this US style turn lights one, is what's going to get you the front indicators, this is not the one you want to use. You want to use the one that I did at the start of the video. I'm not really sure what this even means, to be honest with you, but we'll ignore it for now. The other light thing that we had, which I did in a different, in the previous video, Urban Joke pace indicators at the back. So I'll put in a clip here of what I have enabled on my car, and if you want to see how to activate this, then I'll leave a card up in the corner for the previous video. That's the rear ones, and then as standard, your front indicators for the headlight and the wing mirrors will blink at the same time. So if you want the light and the wing mirror lights to blink like one after another, then that's what this front pace car indicators Urban Joke is going to do for you. It'll enable the front indicator and the side mirror to blink like one after another rather than at the same time. So that's another cool light thing that you can do with the OBDEleven. The OBDEleven is a very, very cool tool to have in your arsenal, just to enable these like one-click apps and modifications to your car is such a handy thing. And I will leave a link in the description if you want to get one for yourself. That will bring you straight to Amazon, where you can just add it to your basket and get one for yourself. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. To the guy who requested this video, I hope this kind of fulfills the need that you wanted. And if it didn't, then be sure to let me know in the comments if I missed anything, or if there's anything else that you want explained further. Hit me up in the comments and I'll be sure to reply down there. If you're somebody else watching this video and you also found it helpful, then please give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And please do consider going down there and clicking the subscribe button, and make sure you ding dong the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.